I am so thrilled to have this boss on with us today and kind of sharing some knowledge. So, Shelley Johnson is the co-owner of LePage Johnson Realty Group. It is a premier luxury and waterfront team servicing the Charlotte and the Lake Norman area. Yes, okay. Lake Norman markets, recognized for both elevating clients and agents. She is also the co-creator of Impact Worldwide, which is a 3,700 agent global organization spanning 48 states, 10 countries, built to invest in others and open doors to their success. She is a visionary, she's a mentor, a relationship builder. Shelley has guided hundreds, probably closer to thousands of agents through masterminds, coaching, collaborations, creating space where growth thrives. She is a proud mom of two dogs and four horses at this point in time. She is a true adventurer, everything from diving with sharks to horseback riding through grizzly country. It looks like you're probably in Montana right now. Yes, on one of her horseback adventures and stuff here. And she brings that same bold energy to life and business. She is known, like if you talk to people like within Brent Go's inner circle or other people that know her, she is known for her generosity, her optimism, her authenticity. And she is a measure of success, not just in transactions, but in the amount of lives that she has helped transform, families, teams, etc. So without further ado, let's give Shelley Johnson a warm round of applause. How are you doing, Queen?
I'm good. Thank you, Larry. You're amazing. I love you so much. You're one of the
Thank
bright spots in my world.
Oh man, that makes my heart full. I appreciate that. So I gave a clip of like some cliff notes, right, of you, and I'm so thrilled to have you on here. And I want to dig in. When we were talking about like, what do we talk to people? What are we going to share? And I was like, look, I like you have done so much in this space. I want to leave them with two or three, action items that they can implement into their business, whether that's for production, buyers, sellers, building a group, building a team, whether it's building their organization and multiple streams of income. But before that, like, give us a little background. Give us a like, what got you into real estate? How did this transpire from you getting into real estate to almost 4,000 agents that you influence? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much, Larry. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much, all of you, for having me. It started really simply. I basically was the girl who was never supposed to do anything like this. And if you would have asked me 5 years ago if I'd be where I'm sitting right now, I would probably have told you I couldn't visualize that. I didn't know it was possible. I really thought the real estate world was so micro marketed that we had to live where we live because that's where we had to sell real estate forever. The company, the real estate industry as a whole has provided me with an opportunity to live the best life I can live. And I want that for everybody else that's in my world or anyone that I have ever, anybody that I've ever been in a relationship with. I just want to see them have what they want for their families. And it doesn't look like what I want. I'm kind of crazy, like Larry said. I think I'm ADHD and an adrenaline junkie. So I didn't do well in school. Wasn't like nobody said, "Oh, Shelley Johnson's gonna be a rocket scientist when she grows up." She could, So if I could do it, anybody can do it. It's just one of those things that just have that relentlessness about me that I'm not afraid to keep going, even when I feel like the door is closed. The door is never really closed for me, and they call it. Brent calls it respectfully relentless. This industry, regardless of whether you're selling houses or doing agent attraction, it matters that you keep going. We had a baby foal this week born, and it's only 4 days old, and we have two colts that we're working. And if you know anything about colts, or my colts are 4 and 5 years old, they're still considered babies because their bones don't harden until they're 5 to 6. So we've been working them, and we don't ride them until they're 5. So I got on my colts for the first time this week, and you have to. I'm so sorry. My dog's heard a bird hit our window. Um, but if you have colts, you have to, the first time you get on them, it's a level of trust that you don't really ever, you don't know what they're going to do because they are fearful. And I think a lot of times in our industry, people are fearful to take action out of just not knowing the outcome or the rejection, or they're going to
Yeah.
be bounced off the horse if you say, and so I remember getting into, so it's really important to get in a relationship deep with someone like Larry White, a Brent Gove, a Gene Frederick, the people who've come before you. And that's what I've done. I started horses when I was 47. So I am new to this game, but I have one of, I am in the, with, I'm running with the Montana Hall of Fame, a guy, a rancher. He's a rodeo Hall of Fame. I now own bucking broncs that are national champions with him. And how does someone like me ever know what to consider? And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because it's kind of an analogy to what we do. When you run with somebody who knows how to do it and has done it before you, you then learn it, and then you are a steward of that industry, whether it's horses, real estate. You owe it to the people coming behind you, and you owe it to your mentors to bring those people to your level. And if you don't do that, I mean, I don't know what we're doing here. So, I mean, we just have to have fun. It's not, horses are fun, but they're hard work. So is real
Yeah.
estate. Real estate is fun, but it's hard work. These horses, like if we spent 3 hours on the ground with my colts before we put them into the corral. Could we have stuck them in a corral and loped them around and hope we got the buck out of them and jumped on their back? It would have been a bad experience for me, and it would have been a bad experience for that horse. What we did was we got in the barn, we took our time, we messed their feet, we acted like we were going to ride them in a carriage, so we led them with long lines. Same thing with you. It's like same thing with attraction. You have to take your time. My husband used a quote that's a cowboy quote: slow is fast, fast is slow. So when you go slow and you kind of like know that this process of attraction or real estate is not fast, that's when you win. Because there's so many people I talked to an agent I was trying to attract yesterday. I've met him with him 7 years ago, and he never joined us. And he's like, I need something different in my life. And the same man I talked to 7 years ago has not unfortunately grown, because what he told me on that call, and I was sad for him because I thought he's a nice guy. He just doesn't want to care enough about the process and the people to really want to grow. And
Mhm.
he said to me on the call, he was like, well, I'm going to send out a bunch of text messages. I'm going to send out a bunch of, it's going to cost money because I'm going to send a bunch of emails. And I said, well, you know how I grew? Because he's interested in the attraction piece of the business. He knows how to sell real estate. Yeah, I said, well, you know what I do? I'm like, I get belly to belly. I make the phone calls. I talk to the people. I understand their needs. I ask good questions. I really dig in with them and try to understand. And that's slower. But that builds a better opportunity for them and me because I make sure that they're hitting the mark. Now, do we hit some where we're like, oh, fast done? Yes, absolutely. But you have to understand that most of the people are in a transition and they have to like kind of uncover that relationship. And one of the guys that was on the call with us was Paul Frank. He's a commercial guy. The guy I was speaking to
Yeah.
was a commercial guy. And I had him on the Zoom with us. And Paul said it took Brent 4 or 5 years to recruit him. And I'm like, how did this guy not hear that? He did not
Mhm.
hear but what do you think that did for Brent's business? That respectful, relentless, asking questions, sharing, providing value, inviting. Brent has 40,000 plus agents in his organization because he took the time. So the lower hanging fruit are going to usually be faster, whether
Yeah.
it's, anything that's like easier is going to be faster, but it's probably not going to be as powerful or as impactful in your business.
Yeah, and you're not going to learn the lessons along the way, right?
Right.
We've talked a lot about this, right? At 27, 28, I thought I was done with life, right? I had five
Right.
homes, I had two pieces of property, I had a lot of money in the bank, and I lost all of it and then some. I couldn't use bank accounts for 6 years because everybody wanted my money, right? I would not be where I'm at today had I not learned those lessons, right? It was,
Right.
and Joseph Limo, I don't know if he's on here, but we were talking about this yesterday on an accountability call. But the beauty is in the journey, right?
It is.
the lessons that you learn, the relationships and stuff that you build, how you help people along the way. And that's where you figure out who your tribe and stuff is. So I absolutely love that. And I love the analogy, when you started talking about Colts, I was like, where's she going with this? Right? Like, what kind of a Colt are we talking about? But yes, like your horses, your Mustangs and stuff like that. Man, that is beautiful. So when did you get into real estate?
I got into real estate in 2004, moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2008. I started in Maryland. I was rookie of the year. Like I just was so wanted to get out of my career. And I had built a lot of trust with the people that I worked with because they knew I would do what I said I was going to do. And even though I had no experience in real estate, they trusted that I would help them through the process. So I was really fortunate. And then I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, because I thought, oh, this is easy because I was rookie of the year. How hard can it be? And I did it for 4 years. I thought I'll just start over and I'll just work harder. And I sucked for like 5 years because the market was so bad. And then eventually, like 2012, finally loosened everything up, and we were able to just kind of make it through. And then Craig and I partnered. We joined EXP in 2017.
In 2017. And so before you had partnered with Craig, what did typical production and stuff look like for you?
I was doing between 4 to 8 million. It was really tough to do sales. In Maryland, I did 15 million by myself. Our average price
Okay.
point was 300,000. I didn't have a team. So, it was around I'd say my average price was 325 back then. And then I did about 15 million. And then I still sold about 5 million in Maryland and probably did between 4 to 8 in North Carolina. But that was a very difficult transition.
Okay. So then you and Craig partnered up, right? And you guys joined this team. And what was like I have a lot of team leaders here. I have
Yeah.
people that are starting to build teams and stuff like that here. Like, what was the progression with building a team? Like, how did that start off? Was it
I
like,
already
oh,
had a
this is
team.
now all of these agents just joined me and I'm making all of this? Like, what was the journey of building a team?
That's a really good question. So I started a team pretty quickly once I got over to Keller Williams. I moved from a traditional, more of like a Long and Foster or an Allen Tate or more of a traditional style company. And then I went to KW. When I was with KW, I built my team pretty quickly. I had like 3 agents. It was the three of us. And that was not difficult because one of them they were all both experienced. And then I brought on an inexperienced agent who turned out to be my top agent all the way through. She's still with me today. And but then we brought Craig into the picture. And I did that because he had more the tech side. I'm a
Mhm.
relationship person. I was with the chamber. I did charitable work. I was in the community, really meeting and knowing people. And I felt like having the tech side, the leads coming from New York and California were important to help the team. And I was just always trying to grow and build. And didn't and in doing that, I thought Craig and I were doing about the same amount of volume individually, not just the team. And so I thought, well, this would be good for the team. So I've always worked for the better of other people when I've built anything I've built. Um, and then as we built, we went to 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. And I kept thinking, what's next? What are we going to do? As you build a bigger wheel, you need more people to support it. And then I had to sell more. I picked up some builder clients. I've done development work and just got very involved in a lot of bigger, higher, long game type stuff, which I'm really good at that. I'm really good at being on the slower path. I'm okay with it, knowing that the outcome could be there. But I also know I'm also running my other business at the same time. I never just put all my eggs in one basket ever.
Well, I think that's part of the reason that you're okay kind of swinging for the fences or playing the
Mhm.
long game is because you built such a strong foundational piece,
Mhm.
right? That
Yep.
business is coming in,
Yep.
money is coming
Mhm.
in, like, right? I tell people, like, if
Yep.
you're not fulfilled yourself or if you're worried, like, where am I going to pay the bills? Like, that's where commission breath
Mhm.
starts. Like, you coming out of desperation, you're at a listing presentation and they're like, well, what if I reduce my commission to 2%? And they're like, well, sure, right? Like they didn't even ask for it at this point in time.
Right.
We're so thirsty and stuff for it, but you've built such a solid foundation financially in business, etc., it gives you the opportunity to kind of think bigger at
You're
that point.
right, because those risks were less like even moving to North Carolina, I knew I still had my business in Maryland I could kind of lean back on. Was it
Yeah.
more work? But the I wanted the lifestyle more than I wanted the money. Like I could have stayed in Maryland and made more money, but I wouldn't have had the lifestyle I was looking for at that time. And I've always lived for like some people I've seen them make moves really fast and they've made mistakes because they
Hmm.
think, oh, I can just do it, and they kind of don't have that foundation. But to your point, that's really allowed me to be able to do things um, that I wouldn't normally have done because the foundation, you're right, the money has to be there. And I think you have to sometimes you have to work extra hard for a few years to get past. Like if you're going to do attraction, you're going to do put your hammer down on your sales, you're going to put attraction kind of like down at the same time, and you're going to kind of slow roll the attraction, but you're going to then hammer down, it's going to do this. And that's what's happened for me. That's why I'm able to live in Montana. My team is now in Charlotte. Craig's more of like the rock for the team, which is great. And I love attraction. I love supporting agents, and we're growing really, really fast, which has been great.
That is beautiful. So now, fast forward, right? You and Craig have, how long have you guys had your team now?
Gosh, it's been 15, 16 years. So yeah.
Okay. And what's the production of your team fast forward to today?
So we went from around when we left Keller Williams around 45 million to 78 million to then 90 million to 123 million to 155 million. And then I left because I went to Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Okay. And then so our team, I mean, I did a lot of production. So
Okay.
okay, so I pulled out and I basically handed everything over. And the team's just still got a little bit of a different dynamic now. There's not really a community person. This is where I will this is where having a team is great and not great. We're our production is nowhere near where it should be right now. We're at
Okay.
back down to like 70 million.
Okay.
So I'm right
Question,
now it's
guys,
a,
in the chat box, how many of you guys would like to take a step backwards to $70 million in production? Right? Like in the chat box, like anybody else think like, damn, that would be an amazing day at this point in time, right? But like, man,
it
congratulations.
is, but it is, but it isn't because we have 20 people on our team.
Yeah.
We are a dominating force. My focus is on attraction and helping. I do a biweekly meeting where I bring in leaders to teach the train the team. I just can't be. I'm not there to. You got to be in the community to some degree to kind of keep that pushing forward. And yes, we've had a pullback on the market. I feel like we should be $100 million team all day long, every day of the week. We're getting
Mhm.
back that momentum. I can feel it. The market has given us a little bit of a break, I feel too, but we should never dip below 100 million. I mean, there's other I look at other teams in our market. I know what they're doing. I know we lost market share because we didn't have the right leadership in place with the team. We have a DO. I'm just being really honest, okay?
Yeah.
Um, because it's real. I mean, this is the real deal. This isn't me going, oh, I'm so great. Because you put your energy in one place, you can't be two things at once. You
Yeah.
got to like slowly decide what's more important to you. And then your team, like you're going to have like, so what I do now is I always lead from the top down. So I spend my time with our elite group of our, um, of our team. So our top 10% gets my attention. Our
Mhm.
DO, the one of the biggest issues I learned from Jay Kinder by being a part of this program with him is accountability is really, 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 really important.
Mhm.
And I always thought, well, they're adults, they can be accountable for themselves. Well, no, they can't because they don't know where to put their time sometimes and they get confused by by what to do. So having the right leadership in that capacity, I think would have kept our sales where it needed to be. And then identifying who those key leaders are going to be that are going to be in the community representing themselves to get bigger opportunities. So those are the things that looking back that I should have done differently. I should not have kept people out of just keeping people just because it was easier.
Yeah.
Um, I should have been looking for better talent to run in those certain roles.
Yeah, that's a like we always have to be looking. I tell people like one of my biggest buyers agents when I ran my team in Phoenix, Arizona was a Kirby salesman, like a
Mm,
Kirby vacuum salesman. I almost bought a $3,000 vacuum and I didn't like I had a housekeeper that came once a week. I was like, what the hell am I doing? I was like, but if you can sell a vacuum, how much do you make on a vacuum? Right. And it was a couple $100. I was like, oh my God, you should be selling houses, right?
right.
Like, and I put him through school, and man, I think the dude did like 42 like sales his first year on the buyer
Right.
side. Like he was just born for it. So constantly keeping your eye out. You hear Brent Gove talk about that. You know, he's
Yeah.
Mercedes salesman. Again, if you could sell a Mercedes, like, oh my God, like it's so much easier. Everybody has to have a house, right? At this point in time. And
Yeah.
so let's talk about your attraction journey. How many people, so you joined EXP in 2017, and how large is your group today?
We have 40, almost 4,400 agents in our organization today.
Wow, congratulations on that. That
It's
is
been a
beautiful.
it's been a wonderful journey. I will tell you the past few years have been a little bit more slow, like even like in and out, but I think that's completely normal. I remember when Gene Frederick told me, so being around great leadership, he explained to me, he sat down with me with the numbers well before the market shifted. He goes, let me tell you what's going to happen, Shelley. I'm like, what's going to happen? I was like, he's like the godfather.
Yeah,
And we sat down at his kitchen table in Puerto Rico and he said, if you can keep your organization at a normal level, like where you are, and you don't go below your level, you're actually winning. And because right now everyone else is losing 30%, going to lose 30% of their organization. I mean, like Keller Williams lost 33% or 37%, I can't remember, of their company. So and we're going to have attrition because those agents, like remember, 74% of our agents weren't even selling a house last year.
yeah,
So you're going to lose those agents back to going back to work. So I think we've done really, really well at maintaining that. Now we're in a growth mode. So we went from the 3,700 to the 4,400 in the past about year. So that's been so the reason I'm sharing that with you is you guys should be super excited because now is the biggest opportunity I think we will have since I joined the company. Because a lot of people think, oh, well, good for you. You have a good organization. No, you will have a great organization. You're going to grow. You've got a
yeah,
program like Jake Kenders. You've got Larry White as your leader. You've got to just do the work. Um, One of the things that I will say that I'm really good about is consistency and putting myself in the winning seat of like just doing it over and over and over and over again and not getting hung up on three people that may or may not come to EXP because I've been guilty of this. I'll get hung up on like, if Lee Tessier would just join EXP, that would be amazing. It would be
yeah,
amazing. But Lee's not going to join for 3 years. So why did I waste 3 years focused on Lee? Like when I could have been focused on people who are ready for us now. Yes, keep Lee in the hopper of like loving on him, showing that I care, providing value. But at the same time, you need to be keeping on the other 500 people that are not here yet that all of a sudden are going to bubble up. So that was a
yeah.
mistake I made. And I see a lot of agents make that mistake.
I love it. Thank you for that. Question, your first year, how many people did you personally bring on to EXP?
We brought on 35.
So you had 35 people your first year, right? Because I
Yep.
was talking about this on my accountability call.
Mhm.
I have some people I see on here, Amanda Barber, right? Like she's brought 17 people on in the
Awesome.
last 2 months.
Nice.
Right. And I was like, holy shit, I never had that success. Like,
Yeah.
I never had that success. I see Carrie Thompson, who came over from Real on this call, that has over 20 people in her
Nice.
org in the first 4 months and stuff. Like, what I'm telling you guys is some of you guys are building a foundation. And when this
Mhm.
compounds and grows, it changes your life
It
as
does.
long as you keep loving it, as long as you keep adding value to it and you keep nurturing it, right? You can't step away. Don't move to Puerto Rico on me, right? We're not there yet. Like there will be a point in time when you can do that, but don't do that yet, right? Like stay the course. And as Shelley said, it's consistency. It's follow. Like success is not sexy. It is consistent,
Right.
right? Who can endure the ups and downs that we go through in a real estate market cycle, in an agent attraction cycle, in a relationship cycle, right? Like You want somebody like when you're saying your vows, right? Like through sickness and in health. Like
Yep.
not just
That's
when
it.
everything's happy, not when we're in this honeymoon phase, when we get in our first argument, right? Who's going to be there with you? Who's going to see you through this? Those are the same people you want to be in business with, right? At this point in time. So, Shelley, I
10,000%.
think that we wanted to kind of leave everybody. So thank you so much. I hope everybody is getting a lot just out of Shelley's journey at this point in time and how you can kind of relate that to yourself. But Shelley, I was like, look, can we come up with two or three things, right, to share with everybody that everybody should be doing and stuff. So it looks like you have something else to say, and then we'll get
Well,
into
I
that.
was thinking about Amanda and the other girl you were sharing. The biggest advice I would give them is find your horse. And I mean, I'm going to use this analogy because it was used with me when I did a event this week. I did a virtual event this week. It was used with me. I think probably because I've have horses, but have a riding, you need to find something that you're like with your horse, you've got to ride your horse. You got to help the horse go along. You got to feed it, you got to nurture it, you got to train it. Like you have to find that person in your organization who's going to be your running partner, who you're going
Mhm.
to like dig deep with. And when they like, because what's going to happen, what I've noticed about Brent Gove is he will plug into you when you're plugged in to him.
Yeah,
And you can't, as a leader, you have to like plug into those people and they're gonna like get distracted with a wedding or a graduation or a birthday or a sick parent. They're gonna have good things and bad things that hit them in life. And you kind of let them go a little bit, but then you drag them back in. So, you got to keep them like, hey, are you coming to Larry's call on Friday? Like that's being a leader, like inviting them. Be the best inviter to your not just your organization, the people that you've invited to the company, but also to these events that are coming up. We've got Scottsdale coming up. Come to Scottsdale. Go to the events. Even if you say, "Oh, I've heard leaders in my own organization," I had to kind of like after being 10 years, I have to re-energize them and go, "You have a 300 agent organization and you're not plugged in. You need to go to Scottsdale. I want you to get your ticket right now." Like you have that accountability I was talking about with the team has to happen in your organization. And it's funny because you think, well, who am I to tell them to do that? Well, if you love them enough, you're going to tell them to do it. If you love their
who are
people
you
enough,
not to is a better question,
right?
right? Like who are you not to let your light shine
Hmm.
and help influence others and stuff at
Right.
this? Yes.
Because it's going to make a difference for them. And if the you can't, the only way to get people plugged in again is to help them understand. One other thing I will tell you is the resources inside of our company are amazing. So Amanda, be looking at your people and saying, okay, this was a new agent, plug them into Fast Cap. The next one's July 8th. So get them into Fast Cap like right now. Like look at your organization. If you have 40 people or 30, I don't remember what your number was, but whatever the number is, you got those people. I would spend 2 hours today and I would reach out to each one of those people you recruited. And I would say, hey, I don't know if you know about this, but we have this program called Fast Cap and EXP. You really need to join it. It starts on July 8th. If the agents that are joining it are doing 4 transactions in the next 6 weeks, they will give you free leads afterwards. And also, like I know Jay's got his program too, but I think that like the more you get them plugged into EXP, they need to know they're a part of something bigger than us and
Yeah.
Jay's program because the company has some really, really good tools. Tell them about the EXP Con coming up. Tell them about Scottsdale and be like, I think you should really come. If there's two things you should attend this year, it's EXPCon and it is Scottsdale. And tell your people, lead them there, and they'll start showing up. And then you cannot get that lift with your own words. No matter how much you spend time with them on Zoom, when they go there, they're going to hear stories. They're going to see things that relate to them. If they have kids, don't have kids, they're going to see people's struggles where they've come through struggles. They're going to see wins. They're going to believe the belief in their heart is going to go to their head. It's the biggest leap you'll make in your business is when people, like Brent says this, it goes from your head to your heart. And that's when the power happens, is when we get people engaged in a way that helps them see that they can do it too. And that's what I do. It's not super hard. It's not sexy what I do. It's just consistently reaching out and looking at my organization. And as your organization grows, then you look at your leaders. Like, who's not plugged in? Why are they not plugged in? And call them. Like, these two people had real reasons to not be plugged in. One of them, they're moving, they're going through empty nest syndrome. More reason to plug in my mind. Life's now for them, not just for their children. And then the other one was her brother-in-law was dying of cancer. They fostered a little girl and they just adopted her. So these are real reasons. But in my mind, if you love that family so much, it's even more important to plug in, because you're going to help yourself, you're going to help your family, help other people. So that's my passion. It's just people. I don't do it all right. Larry's like way smarter than I am. Yes, you are. He's way smarter than I am. Um, but I will tell you, he leads with his heart, and the people who lead with their heart win. And when they put consistency and do the things, and he's set you guys up with Jay's program, and just invite people to that. But then the one last thing I'm gonna leave you with is the follow-up is critical. Just because that person didn't come, I've had people in my own organization be disappointed because that person didn't join. Well, guess what? That means you need to build a bigger relationship with that person. They may not join this year, but they may join next year. And then you got to find 10 more people to bring to that call or 20 more people to bring to that call. And this is a numbers game, nothing less, nothing more. And it's not about you. It's not about us. It's about them. It's about their goals, their opportunity, and how you can help them, get them connected to Larry, get them on the calls. He's amazing. And anyway, we can, he wants to support you. And I love that about him. He's done an incredible job. Probably one of the best leaders I've ever seen in this company. You have a Brent Gove in front of you. You need to follow him. I think if you say you're following him, follow him more. If you think that you're in relationship with him, get in relationship with him more. He will help you. I've never met a man who is more passionate about what he's doing right now in this company, period, other than Brent. Sorry, Brent.
No,
So
I'm honored just to be in the same conversation as that, honestly.
I'm
And
so serious. Like, I am so, so serious. And the faster you go, I mean, I said slow is fast, fast is slow. The faster you go, it may be slow for them. It's got to be fast for you. Don't go slow at this. Don't go nitpicking at it like I could call this day or that day. Have that consistent plan. It doesn't have to be hard. So, but it may be slow for them, but you need to go fast. Sorry.
no, I love it. Thank you. I love the tangents and like I love going off and stuff on that. So Shelley mentioned a couple of things, right? She's mentioned Scottsdale.
Mhm.
So the one big fire, right? Last year we did it in Cabo, and being in Mexico and everything politically, some people weren't able to go. So this year it's at Scottsdale 27. It's April 22nd through the 25th. I put the link in there. I would like, this is where you get to mastermind with Brent Gove, with Shelley Johnson, with myself, with Jeff Russell, right? Like that is where, like earlier in the chat, I put proximity is power,
It
right? Like
is.
that's where you get to surround, and you'll get things that they don't teach you in books, right? That they don't do. Well, I mean, a lot of them have written books at this point in time trying to share that knowledge, but this is where you get to mastermind and sit down with these folks. So like Scottsdale 27 is one of my go-to events. The other thing is, Shelley, are you going to UPW in November by any chance?
I don't have that on my calendar right now, but I should, shouldn't I?
I think so. Have you ever been to UPW?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. If you think you can do shit now, Shelley, wait till you walk across 14 feet of hot coals that are 1800 degrees. When you get on the other side of that, you're like, oh my God, I thought cold calling. I thought this point of being uncomfortable. Like it is 4 days working on yourself, your mindset, your traumas, your business, etc. And if you or anybody in your group are interested, like I know Brent Gove is super involved with Tony now,
Yes.
but we have like we can get VIP seating for everybody, which are generally $1,800. I think we get tickets for $800. But as it gets closer, those prices start going up. And so I will get you the link to our
Thanks.
rep and stuff. Share it with your team because James Massey is coming with us. John Sal up in Canada is coming with us. Like a lot of, I know Ryan Dykstra, who's on here, like Amanda Barber, like a lot of people have already signed up and stuff for that. Guys, it changed the trajectory of my life, right? When Shelley's like, I didn't even know this was possible. Like
Mhm.
you break through these limiting beliefs that we've been holding on to this entire time. So like that, those would be the two things that I would say. Like Scottsdale 27 and UPW would be my two go-to events that I think can change the trajectory of your guys' life at this point in time in all aspects, relationships, business, personal, right? It all goes together. Like, I don't want you guys to have this great business and your life is falling apart over here on this side with relationships and things like that, or vice versa. At the end of the day, you guys can have it all. Like, it doesn't have to be limited to one thing or another. Literally, it is all available to us at this point in time. Now, guys, I want to like, man, I hope you have gotten as much out of this kind of fireside chat with Shelley and stuff as I have here. Is anybody have questions, comments, want to know more about Shelley and her journey that you guys want to ask while we have her on here?
This
Anybody?
is Karen in New York. It was just interesting to hear her analogy between the horses and business. I thought that was very, very interesting, and I get it. It's the nature of the way her brain flows with everything, and I love it. Thanks.
Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Shelley, I think it was very inspiring, and I really needed this today.
Aw.
This was really something I needed. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. I just want
Hi,
you guys, good.
I'm sorry. I'm Carrie out of California, and I just want to say I love your authenticity, how you were so honest about when you first got on. Like, I never thought I'd see myself here. I'm nobody special. You didn't get on, even though you do so much production and all that, you didn't get on there with any ego or anything. You were real. You were speaking real and stuff. We really appreciate that, because there is a struggle in the real estate business right now, at least in our California market, things are sitting a little bit longer. So it's really inspiring to hear that and to hear you doing so well. So congratulations to all your success. Congratulations for being on this call. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. One thing I'll tell you all is if you guys set yourself up with a pipeline right now, when this market moves, you will shoot out the other side. You will 10x or 100x what you thought you could do with just the right setup on the other side. That's what happened to me. There was a long time where I looked in the mirror and thought I needed to get a job. I'm not saying if you need money, go get money. And maybe I should have done that. That might have been a dumb move on my part. But at the same time, don't stop what you're doing. Like if you have to go take a job for a minute to pay your bills, do that. Go sell a house if you can first. I'm not encouraging you to change your trajectory at all because I didn't. I kept going. But what I am encouraging you to do is don't stop because I promise you on the other side of it, that's where you like slingshot out the other side of it. It's weird. You don't really even know when it's going to happen. And that's what happened for me. And then it's just like, and then just grab hold of like the limbs as you get go so you can grab hold of things that are good and bring them into your world. So that's kind of my, I mean, that's a really weird analogy, but that's kind of that's what happens when in a market like this. You just have to do the things. And there's going to be days where you're going to wake up and go, what the hell am I doing? And I had those days. I have those days still sometimes, you know. I'm 53 years old this summer and I'm getting on Colts. Like, who the heck does that? I got them. I didn't come off, by the way. I stayed on. But I was with someone who knew what he was doing. And that's why I'm relaying that back to Larry because I was with Warren Johnson. He's a Cowboy Hall of Fame, Rodeo Hall of Fame. And he literally said to me, he's like, I'm so proud of you. I don't know why that was so important to hear from him, but it was so important for me to hear that. So get someone who makes you feel good about the little wins. You know, Larry's really good at shining a light on your little wins. And they're not little wins, they're monumental wins. You know, they really are monumental. Everything you do, when you pick that phone up, even if nobody answers, you've won because you did the action. And that's the thing I think people forget is that picking this phone up and making the call, like call three people when we get off here, and you're automatically going to get more energy. There's some magic in just doing the work. I know we think about it. Don't overthink it. I mean, Larry's got some great scripts and they really do work. But if you can't remember the script like me, just make the phone call. Like, like, I mean, you should hear me fumble through some of these calls. I'm like, why is this person even still talking to me right now? Um, I'm telling you, like, just do it. And all of a sudden you win. It's like when you see your grandchild or your daughter or your son or your niece or nephew do well, it makes you feel good. Well, feel good about yourself because you're doing those things. And he told you I was a scuba diver with sharks. I was afraid of sharks. I was afraid of water. When I swim, I don't put my face in the water. I'm claustrophobic. I'm afraid of sharks. I have so many phobias with water. I still do, but I'm a scuba diver. Isn't that weird? The fear
It's
never
a little weird,
really
yeah.
goes away because every time, like, I don't scuba dive every day. So there's that lag of like 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, sometimes a year or two before I can get back in the water. So it's like that fear never really goes away of real things can happen when you go into the water with a living an apparatus supposed to keep you alive under there. So that fear never really, for me, never really goes away. But then once I do it, I'm like, oh, this is fun. And I do it for 7 straight days, and I'm like, oh, what was I so worried about? I mean, that's really odd analogies, but that's
I'm
just,
sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
yeah.
Jeff Russell put in there that I'm afraid of heights and he's a goddamn pilot. And so that's what I was laughing at.
It's
And so,
so true though. Like you have to do the things that make you uncomfortable because God made those fears in us for a reason. And
yes.
if you can trust in yourself, like Amanda, I see your name on the leaderboard. I'm so proud of you. I don't even know you, but you guys are like doing it. And the ones of you that haven't done it yet, don't beat yourself up because that's the other thing we do. We live in the beat up stage of like, I didn't do my homework today. I don't know about you, but my dad was always on my butt about homework. I mean, I'm sitting at a dining room table right now. I should hate dining room tables. But like the reality of it is like, you know, my dad would sit there. I'd sit there all weekend. I could see the kids out the window playing. I could not focus. And it was something hard. All I needed was someone to give me a little guidance, and that's Larry. He's like going, "Hey guys, here's a little guidance. Do this, do that." He's very structured in how he thinks, which I love that about him. Um, but he's also an entrepreneur. So it's like that piece of it of just doing that. And it was a living in a my dad was a perfectionist. So even if I did do what he wanted me to do at the dining room table, I couldn't do it good enough. So I would just freeze instead of just like drawing out something on my project board that looked like something that I did. My dad was an engineer. So I'm just sharing that with you because don't live in that childhood. I didn't do it. I didn't do it good enough. I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't start. Like, just don't live in that. Like, get away from that because that's what's keeping you from your dreams, your goals, your life, the future of who you are going to have. And I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but that's what
No.
will keep you from being the best you. And like I swear to you, there's like little guardian angels around me because I don't know how the heck I'm here. I really don't. But I do know that being in the right rooms with the right people, that proximity Larry's talking about is a real thing. But proximity doesn't mean that the work happens for you. You have to do the work in proximity to great people.
Yes. And, I want to highlight what Shelley just said. A lot of us live with traumas that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
They were created by somebody else
Yeah.
at this point in time. This is one of the things that we work on in UPW is figuring out those traumas and then releasing those so that way you can build a better person moving forward. I put this link in the chat box. I'm telling you guys, this like Tony Robbins offers 100% money back guaranteed. I will double it. Like if you guys go and it does not change your life, like you can get your money back from Tony and then I will double whatever you paid to go there. That's how confident I am in this particular event here. The other one that was on there that Shelley had mentioned, and I put this one in the chat as well, is Scottsdale 27, right? Gene Frederick, his beautiful wife, Brent Go, his beautiful wife, right? Like these are like, again, these are two things that I would figure out how to get there. I know with Tony Robbins, UPW, with our group, like we will have a section blocked out because we'll have over 50 people there. That will become your accountability partners and stuff like that at this point in time. And so this is where like, Ryan just said the price is now $9.95, right? So again, that will keep going up and stuff here, like because up until now it was $795, right? So get in now before that goes up. It is worth it. And Max will let you do payment plans and things like that. Like, don't let that be the hurdle. Let's figure out how to get you guys there if you want to be there and stuff, because I truly feel like it will change your guys' life. Anything else for Shelley today? We got a few minutes and stuff left. Anybody else want to jump in? And man, this has been wonderful, Shelley. Thank you so much for taking the time this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah. Amanda Barber, I see you unmuted. You got something for us? Oh, and Eric Bengal. Like, who wants to start? Let's start with Eric. I see his hand up. Go for it, Eric.
Okay, I'll go. Yeah, I was just wondering, Shelley, I do a weekly newsletter, and I try to feature a book each week. Is there anything good you've read lately that would be inspiring for people, and just looking for something to add to the newsletter?
That's probably my hardest thing for me to do is read books, even though I listen to them.
Well, audiobooks too.
Yeah. I always go back to the one that is like simple, and I think the most underrated book ever is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I
Right.
feel like if you can help people, I mean, there's so much AI right now. I've been reading a lot of AI books, but I wouldn't recommend. I think that AI is great, but I really think people lean, it's like that's just another shiny object of an excuse not to do the work. So like I'm kind of irritated. I had like a debate, if you will. I had an event at my house this past week with about 5 or 6 agents, and the debate was about AI. And I like think that people look for an excuse to not, oh, my listing presentation is not done. My buyer presentation is not done. I'm like, they don't care what you have to show them. They care about what you have to help them with. Like, what are your real tools? And I think that's a mistake we make, but that's why I love that book so much. So I always just go back to that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
AI
Yeah.
AI will not be able to replace those relationships,
No,
right? Like AI, it cannot build that rapport and well, not yet anyways, right?
right.
Like I don't know what that looks like in the future at this point, but as of right now, right? Like there is still like people want to do business with others that they know, like, and trust,
Right.
right? And
Yep.
that is where we can continue to stand out. Now we can use that to become more efficient, reach
Yes.
out to more people, stay in
Yeah.
connection, remind you. Like there's a lot of things that can be done for it as well.
Yes. I would almost do like in your newsletter, Eric, I'd be tempted to like do do a contrast pro with that book and another book. Like, you know what I mean? I would almost like people love AI, but or make that your title or something, but really the real AI is the relationships. I don't know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No, we try to focus on different topics, and AI has been taking up a lot of the oxygen in the newsletter, but
Mhm.
I think getting back to
Good.
basics is important too.
Yeah.
Amanda Barber, did you have something that you wanted to say there?
Thank you for coming today. It's been very inspiring and helpful, and it's all positive. I love it.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything for us today?
I'd like to say something.
Please talk to us.
Shelley, thank you. I'm in a space of like I've been really successful in my first year in real estate, and I've been getting into this space of like, man, I can just go back to sales and like make that 200,000. And this call really helped me because I'm like, I don't want to do that.
No, you don't. Trust
Um,
me.
but really what I just had the realization that I need, and a lot of successful people that I follow, and I know this, I need a little bit of I'm kind of like, I have ADHD. I have no structure. I signed up for Fast Cap and got off because I got busy with some real estate stuff. But like, I don't have any guidance or structure. So I need a coach. You know what I mean? And it's like, I know we have an incredible group of people. I just need somebody that can help me get in the right direction, you know?
You know what?
I got a running partner, but I don't have a mentor in real estate, you know?
So Fitzy, what I would do is that's your name, right?
Yeah,
I
Brian
love it.
Fitzpatrick. They call me Fitzy. I put
I
that on
love
my
it.
MLS and it creates all kinds of trouble.
I love that. So troublemakers do the best, by the way. So your ADHD is your superpower. Don't let it
That's
fool
right.
you. It is my superpower. My husband tolerates me or he loves me, but I'm telling you, it's not easy to be married to us. So like if you're married to someone, have someone in your life, like remember that you're not easy. Um, but I will tell you, like lean into Larry. He is your running partner and he will help you. And that structure, I will tell you this too. Don't worry about it because I know how you work. You get into something and you'll work on it for 5 days. This is how I work. This may or may not work for you, Fitzy, but this is what I do. I will kill myself for 8 to 10 days straight. And then I'm out. I'm like, I gotta take a break. Because I'm exhausted. I'll wear myself out. I'll wear everybody else out around me too, by the way. They hate it when I'm in this zone. They love it and they hate it. Because I don't know why I'm like that. Maybe it's for you 3 to 4 days where you just live in your zone. I'm not saying stop. I'm saying like go hard at it. And then give yourself a little bit of a break for like 3 days where you're like you're just kind of you're recharging because you have to recharge. And that's what I think we don't understand with ADHD is we can hyper focus into something we're passionate about. So go at it hard and then give yourself a little bit of a break, but still do the follow up. Like you may not be making a million phone calls, you may not be doing a million reach outs. And but then what you need to do is as you get more, I know that doesn't help you with the structure piece of this. What I will tell you that's helped me with Jay's program, if you're speaking of that specifically, um, is say you get to talk to someone on Tuesday and on Thursday's the live call, but they did where they tell you they can't come to Thursday because they got a closing, right? And then on Monday, you got to remember to like register them. I tell them, look, hey, I know you got this closing, but I'm going to register you on Friday. And so on my calendar, I have a registry. It's a to do on my calendar on Mondays where I say register. I'm going to use Amanda Barber. And then I send her a calendar link for afterwards so she and I can have 10 minutes to talk. Like what'd you think, Amanda? How'd you like it? Was it, oh, I loved it. Or I already do that. Okay, how's your conversion going? Are you having success? Because there's weaknesses in everyone's business. They just don't sometimes verbalize it to you. So just keep asking questions. And then my whole goal is to get Amanda on a three-way call with Larry. So keep it simple, Fitzy, and just dial into it. And then say that you go away, like, okay, let me give you an example of myself. I have been going hard at this program since March. I had 3 events in the past 3 weeks. I've not been on a lot of the calls with Jay because I've been 3 weeks with other things that are taking up my time. So then I feel bad because I feel like I got off the track, right? But I didn't really. I was still working. My work had to shift because I had other commitments. Um, but now I got to jump back on the track. So that's next week. I actually canceled my vacation. I'm supposed to be in the Bahamas leaving tomorrow. I'm not going because I need to get back on the track. And if I go to the Bahamas, it's going to make me feel worse. I'm not going to feel better about going to the Bahamas. I mean, that sounds weird, but I want to play with my colt. I have a baby foal. I'm in Montana. Why do I need to go in the Bahamas and waste it you know what I mean? Like I just canceled it. My husband's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're canceling it." So, I mean, you have to create your own discipline too. So sometimes you got to say no to fun things. And I've said no to a lot of fun things in order to get myself financially where I want to be. Um, so those are,
Lourdes?
And
go ahead.
Lourdes?
go ahead.
What were you gonna say, Larry?
Oh, I thought Ed was trying to
Oh.
speak up. Maybe he's just unmuted. I'll mute him there and he can unmute. But guys, what I was going to say, what Shelley's talking about is the apprentice program that we put together, where if you're not underneath Jay's organization, when I can get you guys Funnel Pilot, for free by helping you grow your organization. But this is where we have an accountability group, a training platform, the structure, Brian, that you're talking about, like that's what we do with that. But I'm never going to force anybody to do it, right? Like you guys need to raise your hand and reach out to me if that's something. It's here for you. It's here for all of you. And we are having the most explosive growth I've ever seen. We went from 609 agents in September. We were at 1,025. That is, oh my gosh, like I pinch myself. That growth, like I have never seen. We didn't go from 5 agents to 10 agents, right? Like we've almost doubled our group size in a 10-month period here. And it's all duplicatable. You just have to follow the system that we put into place, right? And it's the consistency, it's working that. And that's why we have our accountability group. So if any of you guys are not a part of that or want to re-engage with that or something like that, that is open to every single one of you guys, because I know that it works and it's the most duplicatable system I've ever helped anybody else do.
Yeah.
And now you can take that and apply that to all other aspects of your business. Lead generation, listings, etc. All of the systems that we teach are scalable and duplicatable at that point. So if you guys want to do that, shoot me an email, right? Say, Larry, like, tell me more about this apprentice program. I'll shoot you over the guidelines, right? The expectations of what I expect from my partners. If I'm going to pour into you guys, what I want you guys to pour into me, because this is a partnership here for us all to get what we want at the end of the day. So shoot me an email. I'll be happy to get that over. If it's a great fit, if it's not a great fit, then we'll talk about it and see how we can, how it can fit into your information. So Brian, just shoot me an email because I will not remember on this chat box and I have to jump on another call and stuff right now. So just shoot me an email and I'll get that over to you, my friend.
Got it.
Yes. Well, guys, I have 11:02 and I do have another call that I have to jump on. Shelley Johnson, thank you so much. I'm so sad that I couldn't make it over to Montana after that Yosemite, but I promise you, I will make it out there. I want to ride horses with you in Montana. And so we are going to schedule this in the near future and stuff. So thank you so much. I love you to death and all that you show.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye, Shelley.
Bye, honey.